Oh crap, a human. Act normal. Oh hey, how you doing? Good? Great. Thanks for watching. Oh, good, they're gone. You think they know? March 13th, 2220. Immense shadows drift across a frippy C4 surface. The shadows are not cast by clouds, but by sheets of organic material drifting through the upper layers of the atmosphere. Captain Theodore Wheeler has not concluded whether these are flora or fauna, or what their purpose could be, if any at all. March 26th, 2220. The winner of the presidential election is Charlie Gent, who will serve a 10-year term. While Charlie Gent started off with a resounding lead of 63% of the vote, it became an even race with Philip Hall, who took the election by storm. Charlie Gent won the election with only 42% of the vote, to Philip's 40%. The next election starting January 1st, 2230, will most definitely be a close one, as both Charlie Gent and Philip Hall plan on running for the presidency again. June 25th, 2220. President Charlie Gent has decided to kick off his third presidential term by taking full advantage of his expansion project, by shifting funds from building new outposts to finding a suitable planet for humanity's first permanent colony outside of the Sol system. The president has tasked the Science Directorate with finding suitable candidates, and they have submitted the ocean world, the Beryllian 2, for further investigation. The UMRS Sagan has been selected to do a thorough on-the-ground survey of the planet. In the meantime, designs for a ship capable of transporting colonists and everything needed to get started have poured in from civilian companies. The design picked is the Australia class. The Australia class was designed in the early 2220s to be a colony ship. At a length of 750 meters and a width of 125 meters, it has a crew complement of 100, and can accommodate a maximum of 50,000 passengers spread across 15 decks. The class has no armaments and is equipped with dual Type 1 shield generators and minimal nanocomposite armor. The class has extremely cramped quarters to allow for the massive passenger capacity. August 17th, 2220. The UMRS Sagan was en route to Beryllian 2 when they detected what appears to be a naturally occurring subspace phenomenon on the edge of the Picus system. We believe it is a rift in the very fabric of space-time itself, creating a wormhole that scientists believe may provide a conduit through subspace to another wormhole located somewhere else in the galaxy. Depending on where the second wormhole is located, this could theoretically allow travel from one side to another in a matter of minutes. Unfortunately, we believe this wormhole and any other of its kind are inherently unstable. Any vessel foolish enough to pass through it would be ripped apart in seconds. October 5th, 2220. The UMRS Tyson reports their sensors detected a strange energy signature moments before they collided with a small object. Closer inspection reveals that it is a probe of human design, and it was transmitting a detailed description of the human body. Our historical library has no data related to this probe, and it has no nameplate, so we have been unable to identify it. The probe will be transferred to the Science Directorate as soon as possible. May 23rd, 2221. Simultaneously, every sensor on Mars detected an extremely large energy anomaly located in orbit. Our sensor readings are identical to the probe that the UMRS Tyson found last year. Just as quickly as it appeared, it dissipated, with no visible effect. The first Peacekeeping Division has been placed on high alert, and all major sensor installations are to be manned and fully functioning at all times. August 27th, 2221. The UMRS Australia has been completed, and it will begin its journey to Beryllian 2 with its 50,000 colonists and extensive stores of food and building supplies. December 28th, 2221.
Security authorization accepted.
The Security Council has detected multiple attempts to hack our database, and they seem to be focusing on the top secret information we have about Earth's final days. Unfortunately, they were able to gain access last night, and they did manage to copy most of the files before we were able to lock them out. We are currently trying to track them down, but so far, they have been able to avoid us.
March 30th, 2222. The UMRS Sagan has found a space station in the gas giant of Picus 5. Captain Jonathan Brown estimates the station to be at least 400 years old. He believes it was preserved for most of that time, but was recently struck by an asteroid, which knocked it out of stable orbit. It is clear that this station will not last long in the gas giant, so Brown decides to study the station for as long as they are feasibly able to. April 7th, 2222. The UMRS Tyson detected an object in a high-speed orbit of binary asteroids in the Kagaton system. While the binary asteroid's gravitational pull is strong, that alone does little to explain the object's extreme momentum. Either the object itself possesses some extraordinary properties, or there is some gravitational anomaly at work here. The object's velocity appears to be increasing over time, and will soon reach escape velocity. Captain Scarlet Pratt has decided to launch some drones in an attempt to latch onto the object and reduce its momentum. The drones successfully intercepted the unknown object, and were able to slow it down enough for the Tyson to capture it. The object appears to be some sort of box, constructed of an unknown material. The box has vein-like ridges that meander along its sides, congregating at the top to form some kind of locking mechanism. Arrangements have been made to transport the alien box back to Mars to be studied. April 28th, 2222. Captain Jonathan Brown has discovered a lone structure on Picus 6A. The building is still powered and contains only a few rooms. There are strange markings on the walls, and they match what is on the displays, and our linguists think that this could be the remnants of a runic language, and assert that continued research of this language could lead to significant advantages in understanding alien social constructs and idioms, even if the aliens appear to have gone extinct many eons ago. October 6th, 2222. All sensors on Mars have detected an asteroid in orbit that was not there a second ago. The 1st Peacekeeping Division has immediately secured the asteroid and confirmed that it poses no current threat. Scientists from across Mars have tried to gain access to the asteroid, but the 1st Peacekeeping Division has restricted the area to authorized federal vessels only. November 10th, 2222. Long-range sensors have picked up some strange energy signature that matches the probe that we found. The energy signature is launching out shards of ice at a rapid rate. The Science Directorate and the Security Council have selected a team of scientists to study the anomaly while it is still open. December 5th, 2222. Our scientists have managed to peek into the alien box without compromising the container itself, by utilizing an advanced form of sonar, and we have been able to identify its contents. The box contains 3 small vials, each filled with an unknown liquid. The box should be safe to open, but it will take time to decipher the correct way to do it. February 13th, 2223. Upon closer inspection of Picus 4, it seems to be the aftermath of 2 planets colliding. The crew of the UMRS Sagan are calling the 2 planets Fate and Destiny. Probably the most intriguing part of this is that one of the planets had a sprawling civilization before the disaster. March 8th, 2223. An away team led by Captain Theodore Wheeler has landed on a frozen world that is covered with scorch marks, half-wrecked buildings, and debris, scattered across the planet. After careful examination, we have determined that a massive battle proved to end whatever civilization once inhabited this planet. April 5th, 2223. The Terran space has now stabilized enough that our scientists think we can send a probe through. The probe has been prepared, and it carries a golden record and is transmitting a mathematical signal that should act as a universal constant. A few moments after the probe travels through the tear and sends out its message, all communication is lost and the tear collapses. The area will remain restricted in the event that the tear appears again. May 24th, 2223. Our colony ship, the UMRS Australia, has made splashdown in the planet-spanning ocean of Beryllium 2, just off the shore of a large archipelago. This fertile island chain will serve as an excellent first landing site. The ship has been permanently anchored in preparation for its conversion into the colony's administrative headquarters. The ship's reactor core is in the process of being removed so that it may serve as the colony's power source. Thousands of small tents and prefab buildings have sprung up on the islands, and the ship will act as temporary housing until there is enough housing for everyone. The colonists have also voted on a name for the colony, and the #1 pick is New Berlin. November 7th, 2223. The UMRS Sagan enters the Stellaris system, and alerts start blaring because an alien vessel is scanning the planetary bodies in the system. Captain Jonathan Brown sends a greeting message and launches the Golden Record at a very slow speed. A transponder is attached to the record, and it's sending out mathematical constants to hopefully avoid the aliens perceiving the launch as hostile. In the meantime, the Sagan will survey the system and continue to monitor the vessel. February 16th, 2224.
Security authorization accepted.
Finally, good news. We have sent out a team to follow up on a lead that we were given on the whereabouts of the hackers. The lead has led us to a warehouse where our security forces have started to conduct multiple arrest warrants on those involved. Stand by. Oh, I regret to have to report this. It was a trap. There was a bomb at the warehouse and the entire security team was lost in the explosion, as well as all the information that we hoped to gain. A lot of good men died today, and it looks like we're back to square one.
June 3rd, 2224. We have not been able to learn much from the aliens in the Stellaris system, but it appears that they send what they find back home just like we do. If we intercept what they are sending and listen, we might be able to learn more about them and translate their language. In a show of good faith, we will stop encrypting the information we send back to Mars in hopes that they do the same. June 9th, 2224. The Science Directorate has commissioned a new Earhart-class exploratory vessel, named after Earth physicist Albert Einstein. The UMRS Einstein's captain will be Emily Wagner. The Einstein has been sent to continue studying the stars and planets within our systems. August 6th, 2224. Our scientists have finally gained access to the alien box. The 3 vials inside are filled with different liquids, one red, blue, and green. These liquids are nowhere near as alien as the box they were stored in. Our scientists have identified them as primed gene modification mediums. For some reason, the solutions are quickly deteriorating, and we only have enough time to replicate one of them. So the head scientist picked the blue one. Preliminary tests show that the modification gives the recipient limited regeneration of organs, but only if the recipient is still alive. This modification is nowhere near being ready for widespread use. It will be thoroughly tested for years, until we can verify that there are no side effects. January 6th, 2225. Our scientists have developed a new solar panel that are remarkably cheaper to produce, while being slightly more efficient. So some of these panels are being shipped to New Berlin for use on individual homes as a renewable energy source. June 9th, 2225. President Charlie Gent has requested designs for a starbase in the Beryllian system, and its purpose should primarily be a trade station and general protection of New Berlin. The design selected is the Luna class. The Luna class was designed in the mid-2220s to be a trade station. At a length of 250 meters and a width of 130 meters, it has a crew complement of 150 spread across 30 decks. The class is armed with 6 red laser turrets and 1 spatial torpedo launcher. The class is equipped with quad Type 1 shield generators and moderate nanocomposite armor. The class has advanced radar systems, civilian dockyards to accommodate civilian cargo ships, a system administration office, dockyards for limited construction of vessels, and a communications relay allowing for near instantaneous communications with Mars. June 16th, 2225. Attempts to learn more about the aliens in the Stellaris system have so far been in vain. While we were easily able to ascertain that they are relatively similar in technological advancement compared to us, further information has proven elusive, as they are encrypting all of their communications. We have only been able to decrypt small fragments. Our linguists are confident that they will be able to decipher their language if we can gather and decrypt a larger sample size. September 22nd, 2225. The UMRS Hawking has discovered a large rock on Deathris 2, and Captain Theodore Wheeler estimates that a primitive civilization roughly 10,000 years ago worshipped this rock as some sort of deity or symbol. The rock is covered in an ancient language, and it's slowly eroding, so Captain Theodore Wheeler suggests preserving it in one of our geological museums. The Science Directorate has sent a transport to bring the rock back to Mars. December 27th, 2225. The UMRS Sagan has found and explored a large cave system. The cave system had various vaults and galleries, preserved within an inert atmosphere. This archive potentially contains materials from hundreds of worlds and cultures. Tests have revealed that several of the artifacts are well over 1 million years old. May 12, 2226. The UMRS Hawking encountered a rift in space. A probe is sent through, and it records a frightening sight. 2 massive alien fleets are engaged in vicious combat, using weapons of immense power. Flashes of energy illuminate the entire system, like 1,000 suns, as they disperse on seemingly impenetrable shields. Then some weapon tore through an entire capital ship, hitting its reactor. The following explosion blinds our probe, and sometime later, the rift closes. Analysis of the data we received from the probe leads us to discover that the rift was a tear in space-time itself, and the battle we witnessed happened millions of years ago. June 15th, 2226. Thick rivers of hydrogen can be seen flowing over the surface of Deathras 5A. An unusual combination of low atmospheric pressure and static attraction from the world's surface rocks produce these elegant, slow-flowing rivers of hydrogen gas. August 14th, 2226. Our efforts to decipher the signals from the aliens have paid off, and we have finally made a breakthrough. While our mastery of their language may not be complete, we have managed to open diplomatic channels with them, and they call themselves the Divine Oned Quark Commonality. Our first impression of them is that they are extremely religious, and appear to be slightly xenophobic. The Martian public has been informed that we have encountered intelligent life for the first time. Our citizens are fascinated by these beings, and the media is full of reports and speculation on their culture and society. Just like us, the Oned appear to be relatively newcomers to the galactic stage, and their technological capabilities are quite similar to ours. We have sent newly appointed diplomats to hopefully improve relations between our peoples. They have allowed our diplomats and have sent their own to Mars, but they have demanded that no other ship enter their space no matter the reason. February 12th, 2227. The UMRS Hawking has discovered fossils of several aquatic species on the surface of Ep3. There are indications that the surrounding asteroid belt was created from the remains of a shattered planet, and these findings seem to confirm the theory. Judging by the fossils, the planet supported life, and was most likely covered in water. May 10th, 2227. Our scientists have developed a new survey drone that is remarkably smaller, allowing an array of these drones to drop down to a planet and survey its entire surface at least 2 times faster than the previous models. August 21st, 2227. Multiple civilian cargo ships have gone missing at the edge of our space. Investigations lead us to discover large fleets of what can only be described as privateers. The fleets are made up of multiple unidentified species, and all attempts at civil discourse have been refused. The fleets appear to be in the Hixorus and Winsett systems. The 1st Peacekeeping Division is outnumbered by 5 to 1, and their ships are also heavily armed compared to ours. Civilian ships have been warned about the danger, and that we cannot guarantee their safety. March 27th, 2228.
Security authorization accepted.
One of our military supply hubs have been raided by a group of heavily armed mercenaries. Our investigation shows that the hub was hacked before the raid, turning off all security systems and alarms. Luckily, nobody was harmed, as there was only a few personnel and they were able to avoid any confrontation. The electronic footprint left behind also points to the same hackers that accessed our secure database. All military installations have been put on high alert, and the guards have been stationed at all of them. Unfortunately, the mercenaries did manage to take all equipment, including ship-based armaments and explosives.
April 16th, 2228. The UMRS Hawking and Captain Theodore Wheeler have been ordered to the Picus system to lead an expedition that is studying the extinct civilization that used to inhabit Picus 6A, since they were extremely technologically advanced. July 19th, 2228. Head of the Science Directorate Philip Hall has suggested an ambitious plan to reach out to the Oned-Quark commonality and propose a cultural exchange, so that humans and the Oned can learn to understand each other better. If the commonality agrees, volunteers will be sent to their homeworld, where they will spend several months living among the Oned. The commonality would also send some Oned to stay on Mars. President Charlie Ghent loves the idea, and immediately makes preparations to contact the commonality. Sadly, the Oned-Quark commonality has outright refused to participate in a cultural exchange. February 17th, 2229.
Security authorization accepted.
There has been another attempt to raid one of our military hubs, but we detected unauthorized access to the hub's network before the raid and our security forces were sent to assist. Sadly, our security forces didn't get there before the raid, and the resulting firefight has left 6 security officers dead and 13 wounded. Unfortunately, we did not capture any of the raiders alive.
June 12th, 2229. The Martian Navy has ordered 5 new Tomcat-class vessels to be added to the 1st Peacekeeping Division in an attempt to help defend civilian ships from the new privateer threat. September 8th, 2229. Our small skirmishes with criminal elements in space has made it clear that the Navy needs to develop a doctrine for deep space combat. The Navy has started studying our previous skirmishes, and tactics used by nation-states on Earth to build a doctrine that fits with our capabilities. November 1st, 2229. The UMRS Sagan has found ruins on Veldin 2 in the Veldin system. Most of the ruins are buried, and the ones that aren't have eroded so much that they are barely recognizable. The ruins depict various pictures and writing, most of which is a record of their culture. There is a common theme in all the depictions: remember us. It seems this culture knew they were fading away, and left this here for someone to find. December 19th, 2229. Our relations with the divine Oned-Quark commonality have broken down, as they have fundamentally different values as we do. We have tried to find common ground and have civil diplomatic relations, but they seem to not share this desire, and have expelled all of our diplomats. They have warned us that any retaliation will lead to hostilities. President Charlie Ghent convenes an emergency meeting of the Security Council. 3 options for retaliation have been agreed upon, but the President has to make the final decision. The options are: 1. Do nothing. 2. We expel all of their diplomats. 3. We expel their diplomats and close our borders to all Oned vessels. Roughly 2/3 of the Security Council supports option 3. President Charlie Ghent agrees. All Oned diplomats are to be escorted out of Martian space, and effective immediately, all Oned vessels are forbidden from entering Martian space unless they declare an emergency. January 1st, 2230. The election campaigns have started, and the 2 forerunners are incumbent Charlie Ghent and Philip Hall, head of the Science Directorate. Voting will start on Mars and New Berlin on March 25th, and the winner will become president on April 1st. According to preliminary polls, both candidates are neck and neck, and 1 vote could be the decision maker. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out Cornish Rapbeard on YouTube. His link will be in the description below, as well as links to my Discord. I have also started a Patreon. Patrons get to create their own character and get to vote on major decisions in the playthrough, and essentially act as part of the government. There is also a spreadsheet that details the current state of the United Martian Republic. Thank you again for watching, and as always, have a wonderful day.
Live long and prosper.